We requested, and I did, as on the board of directors of the Wisconsin Alliance of Retired Americans, which are all state, local, and school board retirees, and also the Coalition of Wisconsin Aging Groups, to accommodate the elderly. We know there will be at least 40 elderly people, some with wheelchairs, some with walkers, some with canes, who can't go up and down stairs and definitely can't stand. And here they have a room that in fact maybe accommodates 120, knowing there's at least 150 coming. That is not exactly accommodating people who are supposed to come in and give input.
You've got the note cards question and answer session, so if you've got questions to put on the note cards and bring them up during the break that we're having food.
At this city presentation on the $27 million deficit, the city decided to spend $40 on cookies from Costco, at least $20 on seltzer water, and over $400 plus tip on pizzas from Glass Nickel Pizza.
We are $27 million in debt. And for some reason the mayor thinks that the money just keeps coming in and she's going ahead with these proposed plans to spend more money, when I as a taxpayer feel it's necessary that maybe we should just simply hold back, get the debt under control, and put things on the shelf for a few years. You know, then if things are good and the money is there again, okay, let's regroup and discuss it. But to have this forced feeling of we need to spend here and we need to spend there, at the same time we're in debt, it just does not make sense to me as a taxpayer.
I served on the city council in 1975, and let me say this, every mayor and every city council prior to Satya and this current council provided the necessary services like snow removal, human services, police, fire protection, major improvements, and never had a budget deficit.
How much did the food cost for tonight's meeting?
Apparently $400.
And $40 for the cookies.
The city attempted to answer questions only through pre-written questions, and many in the crowd did not agree with this type of forum.
With all due respect, this type of forum does not allow the public to give input and their perspective. When the children of this school go to a school board meeting, they're allowed to ask questions and even swear at people like Mary Burke, and we allow the children at the school board meetings to do that, but the taxpayers have to write this all out.
So thank you very much. And so in this state, you applaud it, right?
In the 5 years that this mayor and this very tax and spend city council has now put us into a $27 million budget deficit. And instead of coming to the taxpayers and renters to try to figure out what they should cut, they're basically giving a PR show to encourage people to support a referendum come November and raise the tax levy. So the same people that talk about the need for all people in Madison to thrive, especially people of color, since there's great racial disparities, raising taxes and raising rent doesn't make people thrive. It has the opposite effect.
Instead of asking, how can we fund something, we should be asking why. Why are we funding this? We don't want to be taxed out of our homes. Like, there's a lot of anxiety about that. There's a lot of concern. So I'm saying, why? Why are we funding this? And I think that's what the city needs to be doing.
14 city council members, after they were warned of this huge budget deficit, historical one, they wanted to raise their salaries by 60%. And thank goodness they needed 15 votes. They only had 14. It failed. But, you know, it is just mind-boggling.
And I struggle with the way we have been treated by the City of Madison City Hall employees. I almost get a feeling they look down upon us and they dismiss us.
My name is Miles Kristen. I'm actually here with Nino Amato, and he and I have been documenting over the last 2 years the Theory Drive encampment, where several homeless people have died. They allowed residents to shoot heroin. We've said this on record. And we've spent over $10 million there. this place is a complete disaster, and I just want to know, with all of the different aldermen there, we got Tag way up there and some more aldermen back there, is there one alderman who can justify giving another penny to Brenda Kunkel, Mach 1 Health, in this boondoggle of a disaster?
I think that was a statement. There was a statement.
Is there one alderman willing to give that organization another dime, considering homeless people are dying there?
The question about Dairy Drive is the city agreed to spend $10.5 million to build a fenced-in encampment and build 8-by-8-foot huts. No toilets. Since then, at least 4 people have died of drug overdose. We're trying to get information on how many more. Projected that it will double. Brenda Kunkel has received over $3 million for Mach 1. Her Mach 1 office, I went yesterday, is closed. I checked all their 990s. They're incomplete and inadequate. And the question is, are you going to continue paying Mach 1 when these individuals can end up going into the new shelter, rather than paying Brenda Kunkel, who runs Progressive Dane, that has endorsed most of the council and the mayor?
If you did not get your question answered, or if you have other questions that come up, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, District 9 at City of Madison, or all alders, ALLALDERS, at cityofmadison.com. Thank you guys for being here.
Will any of you support continued funding to the Dairy Drive encampment?
We're still talking up here, please.
Will you continue to support the funding of Dairy Drive?
So I want to thank you all for people that are here from District 1. If you have questions and you want to come over here afterwards and talk with me.
Crazy.
Yes.
No, I'm asking questions about how taxpayer dollars. Don't touch me.
No, don't touch you. I mean, again, Dairy Drive is being funded by ARPA funds, the entire thing, not by this deficit.
This is a taxpayer-funded meeting. I have the right to film. You do not have the right to touch me, and you're an alder for who? You're an alder for who?
I'm an alder for District 10.
And your name? And okay, you can you're being.
So again, listen, for you to go, oh my God, for you to go to Dairy Drive and film people in their private setting is really, what are you thinking?
It's $10 million.
No, but why would you go and invade their privacy?
Their privacy? How am I invading their privacy? We're behind a gate.
You are. Come to behind the gate of my house and do that.
No. They're inside the gate. We're outside the gate. It's taxpayer funded.
You cannot do that to my house.
I can't film a taxpayer funded facility?
You should not be taxing people's private spaces.
It's not their private spaces.
It is.
I'm not inside the camp. I've never entered the camp.
The camera is already inside. You filming them inside.
The camera is not inside the camp.
I seen your video. It's disgraceful.
It's disgraceful. You think it's not disgraceful to let the homeless die from heroin?
We have people.
You're allowing them to shoot heroin there.
Of course not.
You allow them to shoot heroin there.
You shouldn't be talking about them that way. You should be trying to solve those problems
by, for instance, not having them shoot heroin.
Right. So why
do you allow them to shoot heroin?
I am not allowing them to shoot heroin.
The city allows them to shoot heroin.
The city is not allowing to shoot heroin.
They've said it on record. It's in the newspaper. It's a fact. The people running the facility.
What paper?
It's been in the ISPIS publishing. The people who run the camp have said, openly said, they allow safe heroin usage, as they put it.
When we practice harm reduction, give people a safe, healthy place to use, it lowers the chances of overdosing people going to the hospital. When we practice harm reduction, give people a safe, healthy place to use, it lowers the chances of overdosing people going to the hospital.
But they're not overseeing it.
So you mean specifically?
They allow the residents of the Dairy Drive homeless encampment to shoot heroin at the taxpayers.
You're not doing a service to that community. You act like you really care about them, and you don't. You're really not doing them a service.
I mean, I just want to understand, and you're showing me your name tag, kind of, sort of, where I can't really read it, and I'm just asking you your name.
I am Alder Figueroa. I've been part of the council for 3 years, and I have been very involved in that shelter.
And you've got upset for me filming in public.
Yes, I am.
And you physically put your hand on my camera.
Oh my God.
And I'm just grow up.
Yes.